Ladies and gentlemen, in today's video, I will share with you what is the recommended way to answer the question, tell me something about yourself that is not on your CV or a resume. We will also going to talk about the things that you should not say when you are in a job interview related to this question, and also some of the things which should not be included in your CV/resume. By the end of this video, I will share with you also some great examples on how you should answer this, I would say, tricky question. I'm Julia from X-Crew and X-Crew, your cabin crew coach, consultant, and educator. And before we continue further to listen to all the answers and to listen to the recommendations that I'm going to share with you in this video in order to motivate me to create more content, you might want to click the subscribe button. Ready? Let's start. Before I go on further, I just would like to clarify and do something that I always do in all my videos related to the cabin crew interview questions, and that is to share with you what is the reason or why is the recruiters are asking you these questions. Why do the recruiters want to know something about you that is not on your resume? Asking this question is actually a variation of three important parameters. They want to know more about you. They want you to describe yourself to them. And the third important reason why they ask this question is it is an opportunity for you to make yourself a unique and remembered candidate. In other words, ladies and gentlemen, the recruiters want to know, who are you as a person? Are you good to work with? Are you somebody that is easy to work with? If the airline hires you as part of their cabin crew, are they going to regret that? Now, they know that you have the skills because they are written on your CV, but what will make you unique and what will make you remembered and what will make you showcase your personality will be actually the answer to this question. Believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, but with the answer of this question, the recruiters will be able to learn a lot of things about you. They would be able to learn, are you somebody who's very loud? Are you somebody who's too quiet? Are you going to be somebody who's going to be complaining a lot or perhaps will be late for your flights? Are you a person who argues with your colleagues? Are you a person from that nature? Would you make other people's lives living hell in a short way? When you will be answering this question, ladies and gentlemen, you will showcase how will you fit in the job of the role of a cabin crew that you're applying for. Now that we have defined the objective of why this question has been asked, let's jump into learning about the answer to tell something about yourself which is not on your CV/resume. It is a recommended way when you will be preparing the answer for this question to be short and to be as positive as you can. Try to avoid negativeness or unrelated personal stories when you will be formulating the answer. You should be focusing on your strengths, or why do you want to get the job to become a cabin crew, or something that you know and that is great about the airline that you're applying for. I would suggest an answer that is something under 30 seconds or at least until 30 seconds. Anything more than 30 seconds, ladies and gentlemen, will simply not going to be remembered and it's not going to be keeping the recruiter's attention. I would recommend 3 elements that you're supposed to include in your answer when you will be answering this question. The first element is related to your strengths. Try to tell a quick story that shares your soft skills like communication and your interpersonal skills, and include how you have helped perhaps a previous colleague of yours. The second element which I suggest that's supposed to be or should be part of your answer is to tell something great about the airline. Does the airline that you are applying for, let's say, have an excellent cabin crew training that you really like? You have heard from previous employees that the cabin crew training is really interesting to be in. Explain what makes the airline that you're applying for to be perfect fit for you, how you think that you're going to be able to fit in the job of a cabin crew, and you will be definitely seen as a potential candidate for the job role of a cabin crew. And the third element also, it is kind of connected to the second one, but it says that you should show why you want to become a cabin crew. Why do you want to get the job? Will the airline perhaps help you to reach a personal goal? explain or share to the recruiters that what makes a great answer to this interview question is that you have actually a certain goal. You want to grow and you want to stay in the airline. You want to progress, you want to learn new skills, you want to straighten the current one, and you definitely are thinking that you're going to be a perfect fit with what you already have. When you are applying for the job role of a cabin crew, and often in the non-negotiable rules and regulations, you're going to read that the candidates are required to have great interpersonal skills and to be good in communication or to have good communication skills. Therefore, I will share with you 2 possible answers that you can definitely tailor them to make them sound like your previous job. Because, ladies and gentlemen, remember, if you copy-paste the same suggested answer that I'm giving to you over here and that is not related to your last job, it's going to look funny when you will be answering this question. So therefore, use my answer as a guidelines where you're going to formulate your answer, but you're going to pay attention to the format on which I'm suggesting. And the first suggested answer is going to be related to the interpersonal skills answer. So one suggested way for the interpersonal skills answer to emphasize your interpersonal skills when you will be answering the question related to what are the things that are not written in your CV would be the following. My interpersonal skills are highly developed. You have seen that through the achievements on my CV, but the reason I have done all those things is because I relate to people. I get along well with all my co-workers, with my colleagues, I get well with my managers, I get well with my customers, and I care about them. When we were about to lose a customer last year, I took the time to find out why we were about to lose that customer. And throughout working with our colleagues, with my colleagues and with the department, I was able to actually suggest and find a solution that made literally all my colleagues happy. The client also, we kept the client that we were about to lose, and it was an overall achievement for the entire team. Now I will share with you why the suggested answer that I spoke about will definitely work. By answering what I'm sharing with you, you have just shown a central strength when it comes to the cabin crew job that goes beyond something called an ability to perform job duties. You have almost a magical ability to interact with people that lets you to do great things for your customers, for your colleagues. And the interpersonal skills, ladies and gentlemen, are among the most powerful skills for the job role of a cabin crew. So definitely highlighting an answer like this will be a plus point for you. Now, the second answer that starts with your communication skills, with highlighting the communication skills, might sound at the beginning a bit crazy, but as I will share with you the reason why this answer works, I am very sure that you're going to be agreeing with me to share an answer like this. So it says, my last 2 colleagues from my previous job one time commented on my communication skills. But that doesn't mean that I am somebody who does not communicate or I do not communicate a lot. What I tend to do is I tend to not waste time on too much of communication at a certain point. I try to go on from quality over quantity. I tend to use solid active listening skills to understand my team members and to understand my customers. When I get the central points across in a very few words, I often get comments from my colleagues and I often get comments from my customers that I could read their mind. Now, why this answer works, ladies and gentlemen? This answer actually shows 2 valuable and 2 very important skills, which are the active listening and the communication skills. Especially in the role of a cabin crew, these 2 skills are actually the perfect answer to the question, tell me something that it's not on your CV. And it will present to you as the perfect person for the cabin crew job, especially when we are talking about the de-escalation techniques that you later on are going to be learning, hopefully in your cabin crew training. So therefore, do not hesitate, even if you're not somebody who communicates or who talks a lot with people, if you're sharing this honest answer that you are using your solid active listening skills to understand the customers, to understand the team, and then from those active listening skills that you have, you are getting the central points and you are able to act accordingly, to give the service accordingly and the understanding that it's needed, then you're definitely also somebody who is a perfect fit for the job of a cabin crew. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I always say that to become a cabin crew, to get the job of a cabin crew, literally all the informations are being shared on the job posting or on the vacancy. All the skills that is required one candidate to have, they're all there. The airline is telling the right list of skills that you need to have, you need to mention and prepare them in your CV. And actually, these are the skills that you're supposed to talk about when you will be answering literally every question and when you will be interacting with the recruiters. So let's say the soft skills would be the transferable skills that you would need a lot in your cabin crew job. The hard skills are the technical skills. They are a bit job specific skills, and these skills are not something which I suggest you should be mentioning and you should talk about, but rather than to focus on the transferable skills and to focus on the skills that are already required when we are talking about the vacancy that has been posted and you are applying for. So we've spoken about interpersonal skills, we have spoken about the communication skills, which is verbal and written communication. Something that you can also include when you will be formulating the answer would be preparing an answer, having in mind your organizational skills. The listening skills, which we included as an active listening in the communication part, adaptability, teamwork, problem-solving skills, the decision-making skills. Ladies and gentlemen, all of the skills that I have mentioned are all very, very crucial for every cabin crew, literally for every airline in the world. Before I end the video, I also want to share with you what are the things that you're not supposed to be including when you will be having any sort of a job interview, not only the cabin crew interview. So do not rumble, and hesitant to give an answer is something that definitely will not raise your chances, and do not go for boring stories. Do not start to answer with a sentence that will be like, well, this one time I was drinking with my friends, and you showing yourself with qualities that are not desirable for any job, because, drinking with your friends is your free time, but now you're in an official job interview and those things are a big no. Do not read from your CV, although you might be having a copy of your CV in your hands when you are asked a question. Rather than what informations you have put, do not hesitate to speak. Look the recruiter straight into their eyes when you will be talking. And of course, the very important aspect is to smile. No negativeness, please. Do not say anything bad about your previous employer. Do not talk bad about your colleagues. Stick to the challenges that you have faced and stick to something very important, which is how you have actually overcome those challenges. I always share with all of you, ladies and gentlemen, that a great cover letter that matches your CV is actually a great advantage with for all the candidates for the job role of a cabin crew. And often you're asking me that you have no place where to attach your cover letter, but I always suggest that the CV and the great cover letter, which are complementing each other with the content, are actually a one document when you will be applying for any job, including the job role of a cabin crew. So to sum up, here is what we have talked about in today's video, which is important to know literally for every cabin crew interview questions that you're going to be facing, reading and learning about. First, ladies and gentlemen, always aim to know why the recruiters are asking you any question. In this case, the question related to tell me something what is not on your CV is there because they want to know you, who are you as a person, beyond your performing job duties. They want to get to know your personality, your body language, the way you talk. How do you answer the question? The next thing you are going to do is you're going to look at the job description of a cabin crew and you're going to try to find the skills which are most relevant, which you have, and which are most relevant to the airline, to the cabin crew job. Find and emphasize when you will be preparing your answer, your soft skills that you will be looked as the perfect candidate for the job role of a cabin crew. The other thing is try to tell a story, create a story behind which will start from your resume, from your CV, from your achievements, from your previous educational experience in which you have used your skills to actually make some good things to happen. Last but not the least, ladies and gentlemen, don't have negative stories, do not talk things that are related to you, drinking, partying, and all these things. Focus on something that you love. Let's say about the airline that you're applying for, and that how this thing that you love is going to fit you with your personal story. Thank you very much for watching this video. Do not forget to subscribe, to also like the video, to motivate me more to create content related to how to become a cabin crew, as well as sustain in the aviation industry and build up a successful career. Bye bye and have a nice day.